How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Infinite Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth Gruenfelder, to talk about the New York Yankees. We haven't done a recap in a couple of days. They have now lost the first two games of the four-game set against the Angels, and that has extended their losing streak to now 5 straight games. They have now been shut out, everybody, 3 games in a row. And the last time that happened was 2016. And I think this is the 7th time that this has happened in franchise history. So the last time that they scored a run, it was towards the end of the second game against the Red Sox, right? It was the 7th inning. No, it was in the ninth inning. My apologies, the ninth inning. So yeah, they've gone 3 straight games without scoring a run. I really can't believe it. The Yankees starters have a 2.25 ERA over the last 6 games. Yankees are 1-5 in that span. Yeah, it has been quite the streak. Their last 3 games, 0 runs, 33 strikeouts, 24 guys left on base. They're the only team since at least 1901 to have any 3-game span with 0 runs, 33 plus strikeouts, and 24 plus left on base. That's courtesy of Katie Sharp on Twitter. And Aaron Boone's Yankees this season, I believe, 12-14 in 1-run games, 3-6 in 2-run games, 1-5 in extra inning games. That's 15-20 in games decided by 2 or less runs. So Boone is 27-9 games in the other games. I mean, 29 innings scoreless streak. That's where we're at. That's where we're at right now with this Yankee team. You know, Giancarlo Stanton comes back. He gets a nice ovation. He picks up a couple of hits. Picked up a couple of hits last night. So he has 4 hits in his return. So he's looked good. But this offense just has not. It has not. The pitching has been better. The pitching's been good. But like we just laid out. But the lineup continues to not hit. It's infectious all throughout this lineup. Nobody is getting the big hit. And the Yankees, once again, are making boneheaded mistakes in extra innings. Now, I don't want to say this. Well, I don't want to say this was a boneheaded mistake, but like it just was bad luck. But you had Anthony Volpe in the first game, right? It's 0-0 in extra innings. Actually, no, it's not 0-0 in extra innings. It's 0-0 in the ninth inning. Stanton leads off with a double, right? They take him out of the game. They put Dominguez in. You're like, all right, Yankees are in good shape. Yankees are in good shape. You basically have the ghost runner, right? But then Anthony Volpe, later in the inning, he hits a ground ball to third. As Dominguez is going, it was a hit and run, and Dominguez collides with Rengifo. I thought Rengifo was seriously hurt, but he continued to play. And they get Dominguez out. So the Yankees don't score there. They don't score in the 10th inning. You know, they fail to get the runner to third base. You think Goldschmidt hits the ball out, but he ended up not doing so. Then Cody Bellinger, you think he hits a 3-run homer to win the game. That gets caught at the wall. Aaron Judge hit the ball hard to center field, but that ball ended up dying down in center field. It's just the Yankees, again, guys left on base. The first game, do you want to know what their numbers were, runners in scoring position? Do you want to know? It's not good. It's not good. On Friday, not Friday. On Monday, they lose 1-0. The Yankees, guys left on base, they left a total of 12 men on base. 12 men on base. With runners in scoring position, they were 1 for 18. 1 for 18. And I think I did the math. That's a 55 batting average. 0.55. If my math was correct. Ladies and gentlemen, the summer swoon is upon us. It's upon us. This is what happened last year. This is what has happened for the last 4 years now. Happened last year. It happened in 2023. Mainly because Aaron Judge got hurt and ran into the wall out in Dodger Stadium. It happened in 2022. It is happening now. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why does this continue to happen? It's annoying when you have to just say, well, it's baseball. They're going to get out of it. And they probably will. They held a players-only meeting last night, led by Judge and Stanton, Bellinger, and Goldschmidt, the 4 MVPs. 4 former MVPs. One of them is going to get an MVP this year. So they will get out of this. But it's aggravating, it's frustrating to watch every single night. I'll be honest, last night's game, there was a point where I dozed off. I did. I dozed off. Because I was just, it's 4-0. I'm like, this team has no energy. I got no energy to watch this game right now. So I did kind of doze off a little bit. I did wake up. But again, for the end of the game, but I knew they weren't coming back. They go down 1-0. You're like, they're not coming back. The way this team is hitting, they're not coming back. They didn't even score. And I was going to say, I don't remember the last time this has happened. This did happen in 2016. I was watching baseball back then. I don't really have any recollection of it. I have to go back to specifically what 3 games they were. And I'd probably be like, oh, yeah, I remember that stretch. It's bad. But what can you say, though, if you're Aaron Boone, right? We've been through this already. They're going to get out of it. They're going to get out of it. But it's just, you would like, I know for a lot of the older fans, and I would like this too, where you have that Jorge Posada-like figure. You have the guy that gets into some of these guys' faces and say, this is unacceptable. We need to get out of this. We need to play better. But that's not the era of baseball that we live in. But you do have guys in that line. I feel like Giancarlo Stanton is kind of that guy. Judge, if there's issues, like last year, remember when Marcus Stroman kind of showed up Gleyber Torres and Judge kind of pulled him aside and said, hey, let's calm down a little bit here. Judge controls that locker room. All right, you got enough veteran players there that can say, hey, this is unacceptable. We got to turn this around. This is not the Yankee baseball that we should be playing. Because now, if you look at these standings. That lead is now down 2.5 games to the Rays. I think the Rays lost last night. So they didn't gain any ground. But it's at 2.5 games now. And in the big picture, where right now you're still trailing the Detroit Tigers for the best record in the American League. But you know who's right behind the Yankees for the second best record in the American League? The Houston Astros. Welcome back, Houston. Welcome back. They have been playing some really good baseball. Now, the Yankees haven't played them yet. We'll see when they play. I don't know when they play off the top of my head. But we'll see how the Yankees match up against them. Hopefully they're out of this summer swoon by then. But the Astros could be a problem once again for the Bronx Bombers. And they're also doing this, the Astros, I believe. They're doing without Yordan Alvarez, who's been hurt. And they had some issues with the pitching staff this year. You had, Ronel Blanco. Now he went down. He's out for the year. Tommy John surgery. So the Houston Astros could be playing a factor in the Yankees' path to getting back to the World Series again. So, yeah. Not good. Not good right now. And, again, I'm not going to, come on here and say, yeah, this season is it's over. The Yankees are done. No, because if there's anything, and from, people that you watch on social media, podcasters, content creators, they'll tell you the same thing. If you think that this Yankee season is over, you have not been paying attention for the last 4 years. Well, some of them the season is, like 2023, the season was over. But 2022, they still went to the championship series. They did get swept. Last year, yeah, it was awful. The summer was bad. And with some of the players that they were trotting out there, they were dealing with some injuries. But yeah, it was not good. But they righted the ship. They played better down the stretch. They made the playoffs. They got to the World Series. I'm not saying this team's going to get to the World Series, but this team is going to figure it out. There's too many good players on this team that they shouldn't be able to figure this out. And Judge is going through it. And you know what? I do kind of blame that off day. Because ever since that off day, he keeps striking out. He hit the ball very hard the other night that you thought was going to be out, but, it didn't. He had a single. He'll get back to being Judge. But that off day kind of threw him off. Goldschmidt's kind of slowed down. You figured that was going to happen at some point. I was hoping it wasn't. I was kind of waiting for that other shoe to drop, and it did. Bellinger, he's going to be inconsistent. But yeah, I'm looking for the young guys. I mean, the young guys got to step it up too. I mean, Austin Wells had a good series against Kansas City. Now hasn't done much. Volpe, everybody is just destroying Anthony Volpe again because once again he comes up in crucial spots. He comes up in that spot the other night, well, twice. He hits the ground ball to third. Dominguez gets out. And then, bases are loaded. He has an opportunity to do something with 2 outs. First pitch, chopper to third. Rengifo steps on third to end the game. And he gets destroyed for that. And then he's a bust. He's this, he's that. Because he comes up in these spots almost all the time. But he's been fine this year. He's got a good glove over at third base, at shortstop. It's just, yeah, we would like to see him be a better hitter. It's just not, it's not him. That's not who he is. And I don't think he's a bust. There's some people saying he's a bust. He's not a bust. But, we were deceived. We were deceived because the Yankees made it seem like, New York kid, he's going to be, the next Derek Jeter. Brian Cashman after 2023 was talking up Volpe, and you have to because that's the guy you drafted. That's, going to be your shortstop of the future. Volpe, in year 3, this is who he is. And I think, you look at his body of work, he's going to drive in close to 90 runs, might hit, 15 home runs this year. It's not bad. And he did good in the postseason last year. So it's just, Volpe gets put in these big spots and he doesn't deliver. And that's why fans are so frustrated with his level of production, with how he has been. They just think, yeah, he's not worth it. Trade him. They're not trading him. He's not going anywhere. And last night I thought that was the best lineup of the year. Dominguez leading off. He didn't really do anything. Actually, no, he did get a hit last night. But they didn't score runs. And I'm sorry, DJ LeMahieu. We appreciate you, everything you did. Yankees got to get another bat. I'm sorry. We said DJ LeMahieu is not going to be able to keep up what he was doing, a couple weeks ago up to this point. DJ's not going to be able to keep things up. He's not going to keep that level of production up. The Yankees have to get another bat at the deadline. They have to. DJ LeMahieu cannot be an everyday player for this team. I'm sorry. Just can't happen. Stanton's looked good since he's come back. We said that. And, the home runs will come. But, yeah, they're going through it. They're going through it right now. It's not good. It's not good at all. I kept saying, do not let this snowball. Whenever they lost a series, I said, do not let this snowball. Well, it's been an avalanche. It's been a complete avalanche. They have stopped hitting. They got to figure it out. And you're playing against a team that you should beat. You should beat the Angels. You swept them out in L.A. And they're not scoring a lot of runs. Will Warren last night, he gave up runs, but finished with 11 strikeouts. They got no run support. He got no run support. These starters don't get any. Clark Schmidt has his best start of the year. Nothing. Max Fried keeps you in the game. Gives up 2 runs. Nothing. They give these guys nothing. They'll get out of it. But actually, what was making news is the talk of the baseballs. And actually, Garrett Cole was asked about it last night. He joined the Yes booth for a good chunk of the game. It was good to see he's doing well. Talking about how he's closer to playing catch than he is to surgery. He's doing well. It's just, I wish he was out there. I really wish he was out there with how Fried's pitching and how Rodon's been pitching. Imagine you got those guys, and then Luis Gil comes back. I'd feel a lot more confident going into the postseason if all 4 of those guys were healthy. I would feel a lot more confident going into the postseason with that rotation. But we're not going to get that at least this year. We might have 3 out of the 4, but yeah, no Garrett Cole this year. But he was even asked about it, how the baseballs are made up. I think it was that the seams are higher than they usually are, and that's leading to the dead baseballs. Look, we can't make excuses. Andrew McCutchen, talked about it. There was a tweet he sent out about it. That was making traction all over the place, and what could be done about it. And, baseball, I think, is looking to correct it. But yeah, I mean, you saw, Judge hit a ball to center field, Goldschmidt, and then Bellinger the other night. I thought that ball was gone. And everyone's like, oh, see, it's because of the baseball. Look, we shouldn't blame the dead baseballs because the Yankees can't hit. But yeah, it's just, you just look to that and say, well, dead baseballs. How does that Bellinger ball not go out? When he hit that, I'm like, I was like, yes. And nope. Died at the wall. So that's been making news. But that has nothing to do with why the Yankees just aren't hitting. The dead baseballs have nothing to do with the Yankees going 1 for 18 with runners in scoring position. The Angels are giving you the game. But again, the Yankees are not good in extra innings, people. Actually, what was interesting is that it was like the complete flip-flop between since 2020 with their home record in extra innings and their road record. They're like complete reversals. They're mirrors of each other. The Yankees are like, I think, well, now after last night, I think they're 27-14. And they're 27-14 at home. They do well in extra innings at home since 2020, which I wouldn't think of that. I wouldn't think that. And then they're 13-27 on the road in extra innings. So yeah, they lost last night at home. You should be able to win that. I mean, DJ LeMahieu can't even put down a bunt. He ends up striking out. I don't understand why they are so poor in extra innings. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But yeah, will the Yankees score a run tonight? I don't know. No Giancarlo Stanton tonight. The lineup is out. No Stanton tonight. Ben Rice actually will be behind the plate tonight. So they're going to try to mix him in. So you got Grisham, Judge, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Jazz, Ben Rice, Volpe, Dominguez, Peraza. The game is on Amazon Prime. For those of you that don't have Amazon Prime, you might be happy you don't have it, so you don't have to watch the Yankees play tonight. If you're just completely uninterested with the way they've been doing, but that's where we'll be at. The Yankees will be on Prime tonight. So also there was another tweet. So Aaron Boone said there was not a players only meeting after the game last night, despite a report. Multiple players also said one did not take place. So that's interesting. Well, either way, I mean, even if there wasn't a players only meeting, there had to be some kind of discussion. Like, hey, we got to pick it up. But I mean, we've seen that in the past. The Yankees have players only meetings. I mean, and I saw a comment that said, "Oh, they got to fire the batting coach." No. See, the Yankees did this a couple years ago. They fired their batting coaches. They brought in Sean Casey. Did that really do anything? No. Ultimately, these guys are professional major league hitters. They got to hit the ball. They figure it out. Figure it out somehow. So we'll see what happens tonight, everybody. But the summer slump is upon us. The summer swoon, whatever you want to call it. The June blues. Here we are. Here we are again. But they will get out of it. They will get out of it. And I hope so, because I really don't feel like going through the summer dealing with this, because it's just unwatchable. But I'll be watching tonight, like we all will. You could say, oh, I'm not watching this team. You're going to watch. You're going to watch. And even I've said it in the past, oh, I'm not going to watch. But you know what? Look, I take my phone out and I'm checking the score. But yes, I will be watching tonight. So hopefully better days are ahead. Tonight, we got Carlos Rodon. He will be pitching against... Who's going for the Angels tonight? For the Angels tonight... Oh, wait, no, it's not Carlos Rodon. Sorry. He's tomorrow. Ryan Yarbrough is tonight. And he was better against the Red Sox his last time out. Against Jack... I can't pronounce that last name. Cohenowicz? That is not how you pronounce it. Jack von Kokonowicz. Well, we'll see what happens. And actually, what is his record on the season? So he's 3-8 with a 5.53 ERA. Let's see. Kyle Hendricks, he was coming in with an ERA over 5, I believe, going into last night. He shut him out. Yankees offense just can't put up any points, any runs. So we'll see. We will see. And also, Aaron Judge continues to get intentionally walked by Ron Washington. Look, we can get frustrated over it, but it's the right approach in certain spots. Why are you going to pitch to him? Let somebody else beat you. And he did that, and the other players failed to beat the Angels. So, yeah, Yankees try to snap the losing streak. They will win tonight. It'll end tonight. It's not going to 6 straight. If it goes to 6 straight, then they'll win the following game. They are not getting swept. They will not get swept by the Angels. The losing streak's coming to an end tonight, everybody. And then we'll go from there. But we'll see. But let me know what you guys think. We got got the Instagram, posted some shorts there. The account name will be in the description below. Twitter also, that'll be in the description below. So we got that up and running. Got the Instagram, got the TikTok, and then also, of course, wherever you get your podcasts, we're on Spotify as well. But make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Help continue this to grow. I really appreciate it. Make sure to check out all the other videos as well. Gonna have the AFC State of the Union video coming out that I just did with my friend Dami. So make sure to check that out. But yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. And as always, I'm your host Kenneth Gruenfelder signing off. Have a good one. I'll talk to you guys next time. Go Yankees.